Hey y'all, I'm Chann and you're watching Made by Chann, and I'm making my birthday dress. I'm so excited. I have been wanting to make this dress for weeks now, but if you follow me on Instagram, you know I just launched my second drop of napkins. It went very well, but we got a little derailed because of that. So I'm back. We're making the dress. My birthday's at the end of August. I don't want to be sewing on my actual birthday, so that's why we're doing this right now. But let me tell you the plan. So I want to make this Oscar De La Renta inspired dress. If you haven't caught on, I really like Oscar De La Renta. I will be making it not in orange. It also comes in bright pink. It's gonna be with yellow. I think it's gonna be beautiful. But we gotta get started right now. So let me tell you the plan of execution. I'm going to be using the Kiana Bonolo strapless bodice from the circle skirt dress that she posted, because I already have that, and that's what I used for my first Oscar De La Renta dress, and it worked out pretty well. And then for the tiers, what I'm going to do is a gathered circle skirt, doubled my waist, so it's going to be 60 inches, and I'll just gather it, and then I'm going to do 7 inches, which is what I think I did for that other ODLR dress, but my seam allowance is going to be 0.5 inches. It's actually going to be 8 inches, and then I'm just going to do a rectangle of gathered tierness on the bottom, and that's going to be 13 inches total, 12 inches after seam allowance and hemming. And then it should, my fabric is pretty wide, so it should just equal. Also, please do not judge my handwriting. I know it's horrible. Has been my whole life. Ain't nothing gonna happen about that. It's good. It should be just like 3 1/4 tiers and 57 inches wide. So I should have more than enough fabric. And then because my fabric is pretty sheer, let me actually show you the fabric. So this is my fabric. It is a yellow gingham organza. And if you see close enough, you can see the opposing color is just translucently clear. So that's my plan, and then it reads it's just pastel yellow. I think it's going to be beautiful. And then I am going to be lining the dress with my go-to lining fabric. This is just a scrap, but that's what I'm going to be lining it with. I got some tulle, and I'm going to be making a petticoat to go underneath, but I want the petticoat to be built into the skirt. I don't want to have to like take it off and take it on, if that makes sense. And I'm hoping with the layers of tulle and the organza, it makes it a little less transparent, but if not, I have enough fabric to line the skirt, just make a little slip skirt underneath so that all my business is not out there. And I also picked up some purse hair trim, which I've never used before, but I hear that this will make it a little bit more stable and make it poof out a little bit more. Or we're just gonna figure it out as we go. So that's the plan. Very excited. I cannot wait. I've cut out my bodice pieces. There's one half, but to do the other half, I just want to show you how I was matching up the stripes. Literally just lining up the pieces next to each other. I don't care so much about the back, but the front I do want to look nice. So I did line up the front bodice piece right there to make sure I had it all correct. And then I added a lot of my own notches. She only has like 2 on the pattern, but I put my own in so I know how it's going. So the next thing I need to do is attach this to that and then sew it up. I sewed up the bodice with my pretty fabric. I did an excellent job of putting in 1,000 pins and matching up the seams in the front and on one side. The other side, not so much. Now that I'm looking at this, because you're gonna see, I may have to change my plan. I was concerned about this, but I didn't think it'd be so bad. Okay, this is what I'm talking about. I'm gonna show you how you can see the seam allowances popping through the fabric, like along the side. I don't want that. I know the other option is to underline it. The smart decision would be to underline it, but then I'd have to have top stitching for my ridgeline, which I really didn't want. I could underline it and line it. It's a lot of fabric. Underline it and line it, and then only have the Ridgeline attached to the lining, and then have it do it that way. I gotta think about this, y'all. So let's start over. Okay. Here we go. Okay, I underlined all my pieces, which basically means I sewed a piece of lining fabric in the seam allowance all along each piece, and I like how that turned out. Then I just have my lining right there. So what I'm going to do is sew this like a normal one piece of fabric and match up all my plaid again, and then I am going to add the Ridgeline to that one. I only took apart 2 pieces of that before I was like, you know what? Why don't we just leave this as is and do this like this? I finished my bodices. For my lining, I took Ridgeline boning, folded the seam allowances over, and top stitched down the boning as well as the seam allowance so it lays flat. So that's it for the construction of the top. All that's left now is I have to sew along the top and attach it, and the bodice is done. The next start working on the skirt. To cut out the skirt, what I did was make a template that was twice the size of my waist in radius, and that way I can make a double circle skirt. I decided to gather the edge of the circle skirt. Now that this is pinned in place, all I have to do is sew it down, and then I'm also going to serge it down because all these flyaways, oh my God, they drive me crazy. Okay, let me say overall, I think it's very cute. When I put my bra on and when I put the boning in, this popped up and became a thing. I wonder if I just took the boning out of the front, if this would go away. I may try that. But in general, and then like these wrinkles showed up hardcore, which weren't there before. I need to do some research about adding boning to strapless bodices. One of these bones is, oh, it's my actual bra that's hurting me. Okay, but I think it's cute. So yeah, on to the rest of the skirt. So do you recall in my last video me talking about the month of fails? We may have taken a little break from this dress. Today is August 16th. My birthday is in 10 days. Dinner is in 11. And I have nothing to wear. So yeah, let's finish this, okay? Let's do it. And if you're like, Chann, I saw it. What are you talking about? Month of fails. So if you're, oh, the lighting's changed. Hold on one second. If you recall the month of fails and you're like, what happened, Chann? What do you mean? Looked fine to me. If you know about fit properly, I needed to make a full bust adjustment to my bodice, and that's why it was fitting weirdly. So I made a toile with the full bust adjustment. I just need to recut out. I just need to redo it, basically. So today I'm gonna recut the bodice, recut the lining. Also, the lining fabric was very itchy, so I got new lining fabric, and reattach the top tier of the skirt. And we're just gonna take it from there. I just gotta start again. I cannot end here. I may cut the bottom tier of the skirt too. It took a minute, but all of my skirt pieces are finally cut out. Oh my God. Actually, let's reverse. Let's back up. Okay. Over here, the bodice, I recut the bodice with my full bust adjustment, and I just pinned it to my mannequin. I did not put the lining or boning in. I also started like pinning up the skirt. That's not sewed on. That's just a quarter circle skirt that I cut out of a faux nude, my nude, silk charmeuse. I got special petticoat tools, so I plan on doing a tiered situation as well. So this is 3 yards that are cut at 13 inches, and then I have 12 yards that are cut at 6 inches right here. And then I got the tool to go on top of it so that it like isn't just white. It has a nude color going on top. So then when the organza is on top of it, it looks like it's nude versus white, and it will match the bodice. There comes a point in every project where I'm like, is this ridiculous? Is this too much? Is it too poofy? It's definitely what I envisioned. But is it too much is the question. I think I'm gonna attach the skirt and then like pin it to the bodice and see if I like this in general. I finished up the bodice. I didn't really go through it because I basically did the same thing that I did before I did the full bust adjustment, which is the only thing I did was add interfacing, and then I put the boning in, but I did do something a little bit different with the boning. Let me show you. But for the boning on the bust, I just took it to right underneath the bust cup. I didn't do it the whole way, but basically I did the exact same thing I did before, plus interfacing. So this feels very wild to say, but it's assembly time. Like, everything is gathered, everything is trimmed, like, it's time. Since I was attaching the skirt to the bodice anyway, I decided that would be a really good time to pop the zip in. So I popped the zip in and I was able to sew up the back seam. And now I'm going to sew up all the back seams of my interior lining. And then once that's done, I can attach it to I can attach all their waistlines together. I'm gonna tell you what I did, and then I'm gonna tell you what I should have done. But basically, I attached the skirt to the bodice of the nice fabric and pop the zip in. And I guess my thought was I would just attach the underlayers to all the linings together and attach to the lining, but you can't really do that because then I won't be able to encase the zipper in the lining. I would have to hand sew it in, which I don't want to do. So what I should have done is sew the outer fabric with all of the tulle and everything together attached, and then then attach it to the bodice and then put the zip ins, because now I have to like figure out how I'm gonna finagle around the zipper, and I may have to like seam rip just where the zipper is to make sure I can get it up close. I don't know, but that was my mistake. Then the very last thing, the last two things is encase the zipper into the lining of the bodice and add the horsehair braid. So let's get to it. That's how I got my hair done. I don't know if you can tell. I love it. You know, I love it. I got the horsehair horsehair braid trim in, and all I did was, you saw me sew it down, I just folded it over twice. So I pressed it and then I secured it down again and got the hem in. And this is the final result. The lining's in, the zip is in. I actually had to do the zip twice because I apparently sewed over like the teeth right at the waist, so I couldn't get it zipped up. And then I just tacked down the lining where all the boning points were. So here's the finished dress. I just wanted to get a shot of it before I went out and partied and all the things, but I love it, y'all. I think it turned out so good. I will pop in some clips of how I styled it, and I'll take pictures, so I'll pop those in too. But thanks so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video, even though it was highs and lows. I thoroughly enjoyed making this dress. Ugh. I will catch you guys later, and I'll see you in the next one. Thanks. Bye. Here's my dress. Me. I wore my tennis necklace and just a light stack. And this turned out well. You can see my Spanx, but ain't nobody gonna be under my dress. And then this is the bag I'm wearing and my shoes. Hold on. Just a low heel. And that's it. Okay, I gotta go. Bye.